Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Hope you are fine. Today I am going to take third class of chapter motion. The topic of our discussion of our today's discussion will be creative question. Let us see a creative question. A train starts running with 10 meter per second square acceleration from rest. At the same time, a car starts running parallel with 100 meter per second uniform velocity. This one is 10, and we know that there are four questions in a creative question. Number one, knowledge based question. What is momentary speed here? Number B, no motion or no rest is absolute. All are relative. Explain. It carries weight is 2. Number 3. Determine the distance covered by the car in 8 seconds. And number D. When will the train cross the car? Analyze mathematically. We are going for solution. That is, what is first question A? What is momentary speed? Before answering this question, I want to mention one thing with an emphasis. What is that? I usually observe when I check the script, then I see that the students usually do not memorize question number A and B. Question number A carries 1 mark and B carries 2 mark. Total mark 3. Out of 10, total mark is 3. That is 30% mark. So, you know, in a question, in physics question, written part, creative portion, there will be 5 questions. That means 50 marks. In this 50 mark, 15 mark will be for A and B. That is 30% mark. And what the students usually do, they do not learn these questions properly. That means they are leaving 30% mark untouched. And as a result, it makes a problem for them to get the A plus. That is their target. So I recommend you that you have to learn these 2 questions very properly. Otherwise, there is a problem of getting A plus. I hope you understood the topic. So, what is momentary speed? First question, that is the answer. Momentary speed, the speed of a moving body for a particular instant is called momentary speed. Obviously, this speed is non-uniform speed. If a body covers a very small distance delta d, when very small distance, very small quantity, then we use this delta d in a very small time interval delta t. Then the momentary speed of the body is equal to delta d by delta t. If you answer in this pattern, you will get full mark. But remember one thing, when you answer question number A, you have to memorize it very nicely because it is knowledge based, and if you miss any key point, key word of this definition, you will not get any mark. So you have to memorize it very nicely. Number B, no motion or no rest is absolute, all are relative motion. Explain. See, the answer is here. You have to go through the answer and realize how the answer should be. A body is said to be in absolutely rest when it is in rest with respect to an absolutely rest object. That means when you want to find the body at absolute rest, you have to find a reference object which is as absolute rest. if we do not get any object absolute rest, then we cannot find other object which will be at absolute rest. So for finding any body absolute rest, we have to find a reference object which is at absolute rest. Then similarly, absolute motion of a body is its motion with respect to a reference object absolutely at rest. Here also we have to find a reference object which is at absolute rest. Okay, but in this universe it is not possible to get a reference object which is at absolute rest. Yes, it is not possible because everything is in motion. Everything. And the earth is in motion, the planet, the stars are in motion, the satellites are in motion, everything are in motion. Since the earth is continuously moving around the sun, while the sun itself is moving along the galaxy with its planet and satellites. Thus, when we say that a body is at rest or in motion, we mean it is to be so with respect to a body apparently at rest. So we can say that in this universe all rest and all motion are relative. No motion is absolute and no rest is absolute. Question number 3, that is, determine the distance covered by the car in 8 seconds. The car moves with uniform velocity. The velocity of the car v is equal to 100 meter per second. Time t is equal to 8 seconds. Distance covered by the train s is equal to what? Distance covered by the car. It is not train, sorry, it will be car. The distance covered by the train, distance covered by the car is equal to what? Since the car moves with uniform velocity, so for the uniform velocity, the distance covered by a body will be equation will be s is equal to v into t. This is the equation for the distance when a body moves with uniform velocity. Okay. Now you put the values here. V is equal to 100 meter per second and t is equal to 8 second. So distance s is equal to 800 meter per second. Here I want to mention one important thing, that in this problem for solving the math, there are also 3 portions. Here s is equal to v into t, that is knowledge. It is knowledge. So for this knowledge, if you can write the equation, correct equation, then you will get 1 mark. Okay. Then come putting the right values. V is equal to 100 meter per second and t is equal to 8 second. This carries also another 1 mark. So you will get another 1 mark. If these 2 portions are correct, you will get 2 mark. And this one, if the answer is correct, then you will get 3 mark. So you have to think in creative pattern question. One portion will be knowledge, another portion will be realization, and third portion is their application. So don't leave hope when you see that you can't answer any question, you can't solve a math, that is question number C properly. Go ahead, write the equation and try. I hope if it is partially correct, you will get weightage. Without getting weightage, to get something, it is better. So don't leave any question without touching. Number D, when the train will meet the car. Let us see here, the train and car, they start from the same point, parallel 2 points. The train moves with uniform acceleration and the car moves with uniform velocity. Here, the train starts from rest. That means the train has initial velocity 0, but the car has initial velocity 100 meter per second. That means the initial velocity of the car is more and initial velocity of the train is less. So the car will go ahead and the train will be behind, will lag behind the car. That means it is ahead and it is at far behind, far back. So after some time, since its velocity is increasing, but its velocity remains same, so as its velocity will increase, so it will try to avail it, and after some time it can cross. That means the train can cross the car. That is the question. That is the point here. The train is crossing the car. Let the distance, that is s. After covering a distance s, the train will cross the car, and here the stipulated time, that is the time required, is t. So let the train and the car meet after time t, after traversing a distance s. For the train, initial velocity is equal to 0. Acceleration a is equal to 10 meter per second square. For the train, we know s is equal to ut plus half it square. This is the equation for distance for a body when it moves with uniform acceleration. That is s is equal to, since u is equal to 0, so s is equal to 0 plus half t square, or s is equal to half into 10 into t square, or s is equal to 5t square. This is the question number 1. For the car, s is equal to v into t, because the car moves with uniform velocity, or s is equal to 100t. That is equation number 2. Why 100t? Because since v is equal to 100 meter per second. Now equating equation 1 and 2, we get, since this s and this s are equal, so 5t square is equal to 100t, or t is equal to 20 second. That is, time t is equal to 20 second, and the distance covered in this time, putting this value t is equal to 20 second in equation 2. In equation 2, we get s is equal to 100 into 20 second is equal to 2000 meter. So the train and the car meet after 20 seconds, after traversing a distance 2000 meter. I hope you understood. Now there is homework for you. You will solve the homework at home. The velocity of a car with time is shown by the table below. Here is the table. Time in second, velocity in meter per second. Time 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 and 70. Second, velocity 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 and 14. First question, what is gravitatory motion? This is knowledge base. It carries 1. Explain the third law of free falling bodies. 2. C. Determine the distance covered by the car in 1 minute and 10 seconds. Number D. Determine the rate of change of velocity in first 30 seconds with the help of velocity time graph drawn with the help of the information given in the step. That means what you do, you have to draw a graph using this information, and there what you will do, the change of velocity for first 30 seconds. You will determine it. So we are almost about the end of my class. What we have learned from today's discussion: solving creative questions. Number 2, a homework of a creative questions. Next time we will meet with another topic, inshallah, of another chapter. Until then, be safe, stay home. We will meet soon, inshallah, in the next class. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.